Can anybody guess why? Why? I can't hear. You can shout. It's okay. This is our space. Great. So Scott is here. Scott is in Bangalore. And Scott has agreed to come and talk here in the session. So we'll have a special session, which is Ask Me Anything. So I want you guys to participate as much as you can. Be bold with your questions and get great answers. Okay? So here's the power-packed agenda for tonight. First session is ice-breaking session. So I think I'm good at it, so I'm here. And then we have Tamanna from Atlassian, who is the APAC community manager, who will be presenting us on Atlassian community and key highlights. And then we have a view of software development platform at scale-based on Atlassian Stack from Mercedes-Benz R&D Center India. We have Dushyant Giri from Mercedes. And then we have another great session from Vishwajit, who is a CTO, CEO of Amrut Software. This is about how they migrated one of the telecom giants from ServiceNow to Jira Service Management in a very short span of time. And then we have a very special session, I think first of its kind, happening in India. So it's called AMA, Ask Me Anything. And this session would be incomplete without your questions. So I've given you the hints at the beginning of the speech. So make sure you come out with flying questions. Okay. And we should make sure that Scott would continue to be here for a few more minutes, answering your questions. Yes? Can I have a buy-in? This conversation did not happen, by the way. Okay. And then we'll have a group photo session. So this time, for a change, what we'll make is we'll have Scott come and stand there, and all of you will get up from where you are sitting, and then cameraman will stand here and take a group fee. Okay, that's better because the stage is a little small to accommodate 150 people. And then past that, we have a networking and dinner. So just outside this hall, so you can spend as much time as you want. Okay. So who are we? We are the largest Atlassian community and most active community in the APAC region. Any guesses? How many active members do we have? Any guesses? Any guesses? Sorry? No. I heard 1,500. That's close. 15,000. I said 1,500 is close. How can 15,000 be close? Okay, so I think we would have grown 10 more numbers by now. Okay, so it's 1,781, and thank you, Tamanna, for driving this. So she's been driving this events and the community with a great rigor, and we can see the results. No, we are all co-drivers. And we are growing, right? So here are the co-leads of Atlassian Community Bangalore. We have Vishnu. And then there is Nagaraju, right here. And it's me, Girish. Now, coming to disclaimer, okay, we run a WhatsApp group. You can join, it's free, right? And this should be used only for SOS reasons, right? Like 911 or 112. You know, if your Jira doesn't come on at the middle of the night at 2 a.m., then you can post a message here. No good morning, good evening, all of those. And then this is not a primary support for you. There is always the community.atlassian.com. There is support.atlassian.com. So those should be your primary mode of support. And as I said, this is a local community which we have just set up to help people around, all the Atlassian administrators, to help each other when in need. So you can send an email to bangalore_India@atlassiancommunity.com. And don't forget to mention your name, company name, and phone number. Now, before we move on to the next session, I want to quickly pass on the mic. I know we are 115 people right now, or close to 110 people in this hall. So quickly introduce who you are and which organization you work. I think that should be a quick 6-minute or 5 minutes round if I circulate the mic. Is that okay? So I'm Girish. Apart from being an Atlassian community leader in Bangalore, I work for Microgenesis. I head the technical services team there.
Good evening, everyone. My name is Dushyant, and I'm from Mercedes-Benz. I'm also running a Atlassian-based platform in Mercedes-Benz. It's a large platform. And today, we'll be giving a talk on how to manage a large-scale platform and what it constitutes of. Thank you.
I'm Santi from Microgenesis. I manage the Atlassian services business.
Hi, Manoj Tarin, I'm following them. I work for Microgenesis too. Thanks.
Good afternoon. My name is Suresh. I work for ANZ Bank and look after the Atlassian stack in 33 countries at this point.
Hi everyone, I'm Rakshita. I work for Mercedes-Benz.
Hello everyone, good evening. I'm Venkat. I work for Mercedes-Benz.
Yeah, hello everyone. I'm Satish. I work for MBRDA.
Hello everyone, Ganpati from MBRDA. Sorry.
Good evening everyone. This is Muthu. Work for Mercedes-Benz.
Hi all. This is Vasudevan from Mercedes-Benz.
Hey everyone, good evening. This is Dinesh, Product Manager in Atlassian Marketplace.
Hey, hi everyone. This is Yash. I'm an engineer at Atlassian Marketplace.
Hi, this is Harit. I'm from Mercedes as well.
Hi everyone, this is Mohit from TCS.
Hi everyone, this is Anju. I'm working as an Atlassian SME in TCS.
Hey everyone, this is Sundar from Society Region.
Hi, good evening. My name is Rajshekar. I work for Fismark.
Hi all, myself Rohit. I work as a product manager at Quartic.ai.
Hi everyone, my name is Divyandu Roy. I work for Intel and we also have one of the largest instances in data center.
Hello all, this is Ilango. I'm a technical product manager for KPMG, taking care of several instances of Atlassian suite of tools. Thank you.
Yeah, hi all, this is Shrikant, works for KPMG.
Hi everyone, my name is Jayesh. I also work for KPMG and as well as I'm a Atlassian community leader for Pune region.
Hello everyone, I am Nidhi. I work for IQVIA.
Hello everyone, Shweta here. I'm working as a technical product advisor with IQVIA.
Hi everyone, good evening. This is Vaini. I'm working for Mercedes-Benz.
Hey, hi everyone. This is Anup. I work with Atlassian's JSM product.
Good afternoon all. I'm Jyoti Ranjan Barik. I work for JPMC.
Hi everyone, I'm Pratish. I'm working in MBRDI.
Hello everyone. I am Kiran. I work for Mercedes-Benz. Hello everyone, myself Shrikant. I work for Mercedes-Benz.
Hello all, I am Ajay Mallikarjuna. I work for Western Digital.
Hi everyone, this is Moin. I work for Western Digital.
Hi everyone, Jayant here. I work as a solution architect in Merck Group.
Hi, I am Rohit, founder at Pune Robotics.
Hi everyone, my name is Shabrish and I am working as Cloud and Data Operations Engineer at SAP Pioneer.
Hi, I am Harsha. I'm from Firmezi.
Hi, myself Prabhat from Bosch. Hi friends, I'm Sumit. I'm representing Column Software Solutions. Thank you.
Hello everyone, myself Bharat Kumar. I work for Mercedes-Benz.
Hello everyone, I am Kavya. I work for Microgenesis.
Good evening everyone, I am Shilpa. I work for Microgenesis.
Hello everyone, myself Ruchika. I work for Microgenesis.
Hi everyone, I'm Sneha. I work for Microgenesis.
Hello everyone, myself Pawan. I work for Microgenesis.
Hi everyone, this is Vineet. I work for IBM.
Hello everyone, myself Venkatesh from Microgenesis.
Hi everyone, good evening. Myself Manoj, I work for Microgenesis. Thank you.
Hi everyone, myself Dhanush, I work for Microgenesis.
Hi everyone, good evening. I'm Naveen Kumar, working for Microgenesis.
Hi everyone, I'm Adarsh. From Microgenesis.
Hi everyone, my name is Arvind. I'm from EFI.
Hi everyone, this is Prasenjit from Microgenesis.
Hey everyone, this is Murthy here. I work for Microgenesis.
Hey folks, I'm Adarsh and I work at MG. Yeah, thank you.
Hello everyone, this is Guru Prasad. I work for Microgenesis.
Hi everyone, good evening. Gokul here. I also work with Microgenesis. Thank you.
Hi folks, Shubham Nagne is here, also from Microgenesis, work as a plugin developer.
Hello everyone, I'm Majo. I work for Microgenesis.
Hello everyone, my name is Nagaraj. I'm from Microgenesis.
Hey everyone, I am Sampath Kumar. I work for Health Assist.
Hello everyone, I am Sonu. I work for Health Assist. Thank you.
Hello everyone, myself Alok. I work for Health Assist. Thank you.
Hello everyone, myself Raidu from HCL.
Hello everyone, I am Syam, working for Ericsson.
Hello everyone, I am Ravindra Singh and working for Streamline Healthcare.
Hi, this is Anirban here. I am from IBM.
Hello everyone, I am Srijan. I work for Atlassian, Jira Migrations.
Hello everyone, this is Rishabh. I work at Atlassian as a software developer.
Hey everyone, this is Swaroop. I also work for Atlassian as a software developer.
Hello everyone, this is Mahira Navi from Streamline.
Hi everyone, this is Raj Shekhar. I work for 75F.
Hi, I'm Chandrasekhar from Capgemini.
This is Bala, work from Microfocus.
Hi, this is Vishwajit. I work for Amrit Software.
Hi, good evening. Myself Anish Chaudhary from Amrit Software.
Hi everyone, this is Prakash. I work for Amru Software.
Hi everyone, this is Aditya from MB.
Hi everybody, this is Derry Bello from Mercedes-Benz.
Hi everyone, this is Raj from Mercedes.
Hello everyone, I am Srinivas. I am from On Mobile Global.
Hi everyone, I am Darshan. I work in Atlassian as a software engineer in the Confluence org.
Hi everyone, I'm Kalai. I also work for Atlassian, same org, Confluence.
Hello all, my name is Avinash and I work in Atlassian.
Hi all, my name is Pragati. I am like senior developer in Jira platform. So if it works for you, then please clap, and if doesn't, then also please clap. Yeah.
You know, we strategically place some colors on the chair so that Atlassian users know whom to come and talk to. Yeah? So we have a great Atlassian team as well today here. So there is a networking session towards the end. So if you have any concerns, questions, UX, UI issues, you can straight away go and talk to the team here. So this is what makes it very special. So now I would request Tamanna to get and talk about Atlassian community and key highlights. Thank you.
Hi everyone, I am super excited to see so many of you join us today, and there are like a bunch of people outside waiting to get in. So it's crazy, but thank you for joining us, and thank you for joining us at the beginning of the session. So this presentation is just about like an overview of how we are doing in APAC in terms of community. So just like a brief overview. So I am Tamanna. I am community manager for the Asia Pacific region, and I've been in this role for last 3.5 years, and I absolutely love it because we have some passionate users who are doing these events for all of you, and I really love to support them. So we have 130 plus leaders in APAC, and these leaders are basically Atlassian users, and I would call them passionate users. So we have 130 of them. Last fiscal year, so from last July to June, we had hosted almost 224 events, and out of which 140 events were hosted in India. So it's like a pretty huge number. We are almost like 24% of the total number of events that we have hosted globally. So if you see that, it's like 1,000 events are happening every year across the globe. And some of these are like virtual, so you can also join remote and get good content out of these events, and you can learn something. This is like our summary of how many people actually check in, how many RSVPs. So you're seeing a good response to all our events. This is a comparison from last year, and you're seeing a good turnout in our events. So this is good for networking and everything. Almost like 60% of these events were virtual or hybrid nature. Like today's event is hybrid nature, where you can join us in person and also on the Zoom. And these are some of our APAC chapters who are doing really good. Bangalore is obviously on the top with number of attendees, like, yeah, all over like top of the game. This is like our overall summary of how many cities in India we have. So you see, these are the chapters that are currently active. We have almost 6,000 plus community members, which are like folks like you who are joining these events. And we have almost 41 plus community leaders who are hosting events for you in these chapters across India. And this is how we've grown over the years. So we started a little bit before 2017, and from hosting like 13 chapters to now 40 chapters in 2023. So we have 40 chapters in APAC. We hosted 224 events, and we had like almost 3,500 check-ins to our events, which is a big number, and we have been able to achieve a good CSAT score. So this CSAT scores come from your feedback. So after event, whichever, like if you like the event, you give us 5 stars, 4 stars, and based on that, we get these ratings. So last few years, we are getting like 4.5. So which means that you're liking the content, you're liking the speakers, and you're sharing those feedbacks with us. We appreciate that. This is some of the, like, I've just picked up all your feedback that we see, and we hear all your feedback, read out each and every one of them. So yes, swag is top. Like all of you want, when you're joining these events, you want something to take home with. So yeah, we are going to bring more and more swags for our events. Like logistics, sometimes it's difficult to predict like how many people will turn up, whoever is signed in, whether they'll reach in time or not. So we're trying to up our communication. We are trying to inform you in advance that, please reach the venue in time. And same for hybrid events, we are focused towards having a better quality experience in terms of audio and video capabilities. Speakers, everyone loves a good speaker, so we are focusing this year to get you great speakers. I hope you enjoyed today's session because we have some of the most amazing speakers in the room. And this is your feedback about speakers. And when you have a great speaker, I think the overall experience of the event is top notch. Yeah, these are some of the other things which people are saying that we need workshops sort of an event, we want like full day event. And these are some of the quotes from, maybe one of you have given us this feedback that when, so this like discussion on various Atlassian products, I was not aware of all the products that Atlassian had before. So thank you for organizing such events. People know about Jira, they might know about Confluence, they might not know about all the other tools. So through these events, you get to know what are our marketplace apps, what are our other tools that people are using, and maybe you can start using those. Presentations were great, good content and interactivity, including demos. The announcement of dark mode was an awesome surprise. So sometimes we do like reveals in our events, which is exclusive to community members. So if you are at the event, you see exclusive reveal, you get to witness such things as well. Yeah, so just like everyone is, like these leaders are doing an amazing job. So it's all their hard work. I'm just here sharing what they've been doing. So a big clap for them. So in short, what we are going to focus in the coming year is having more like workshop style, full day events where you can learn more, increasing the frequency of events, getting better speakers, having more networking opportunities where you can, meet new people, learn from them, and have grow in your careers. More swags, yes, there will be more swags. Case studies and customer stories. Today also we have a great customer story. So make sure you stay back and listen to all our sessions. And more attendees, yes. We are upping our communication to have better channels for you to communicate to us and reach out to us. So thank you. I request you all, like after this session, you'll get a post-event feedback form. So fill that out, share your feedback, make it candid as much as you can so that we can improve on our events. So it's a big thank you from all of us. And I'll give it to Dushyant.
Thank you, Tamanna, for that insightful session on Atlassian community. Good evening, everybody. This is Vishnu. I also co-lead Atlassian Bangalore community with Girish and Nagaraj. Up next, we have an interesting topic. So let me take the honor of welcoming an esteemed figure of the world of software development, Dushyant Kiri, a senior program manager with Mercedes-Benz Research and Development. So he's going to illuminate us on a VO software development platform at scale using Atlassian SAC. So with a wealth of experience and a proven track record of innovation, he's going to provide us a unique perspective on this crucial topic. So let's give him a warm round of applause while he takes the stage.
Thanks for that nice introduction. I'm already been categorized as a good speaker, which I was not aware of till now, but let's see how I deliver it. Today's talk had a premise 1 year back when I attended first of my Atlassian, it was a community event, and where I got a chance to meet the CEO. At that particular time, we had a good interaction, and since then, Girish was insisting that when you are running something, then let's have some community activities and bring the experiences which you are getting in your organization to share across. So I was trying out, and this is the time we were able to make things possible. So let's begin. Okay. Quick introduction about myself. I have already introduced that I'm a senior program manager running Atlassian stack-based software development platform. But actually, my interest areas are beyond platform engineering. I also run I also run communities within my organization. I run a Kubernetes community, as well as I'm very much interested in Agile and SRE related activities. And we also have a concept of software factory, which probably I'll cover it later in a short, what we are talking about that. So that's a small introduction about myself. how I have been landed in this kind of job while doing these kind of things. Okay, before moving into detail of presentation, I have a video for you. Let's see and watch that video. Can you play the video, please?
Have you ever asked yourself, what is the most precious thing we have in our fast-paced time? What do we really want? We want to be creative, to dream big, to chase an idea and turn it into something new. We want to rethink our perspectives, to imagine the future and let it become reality. Let it seem high and listen closely. I'm Mercedes. Let us connect with the world and strengthen our connections. Make them faster, safer, smarter, and simplify our interactions. The most precious thing we have is time. Time to play, to find new paths and change ways. Whoever you are, an architect, a navigator, a visionary, an innovator, a dream catcher, a time chaser. We're here to get the time back and give it to you.
Okay, that was an interesting take. The whole theme of today's presentation is time. And that's where I will set my premise of the presentation, why software development platforms are important. The time here, why we have to give time back to developers. Let them play. Let them be creative. Let them chase the idea and to connect. All those kind of things are possible when they get, all those kind of things are possible if they get tools and techniques and things in their daily work by which they can be more creative. That's the context. Before going into detail of software development platform, I would like to give an automotive perspective because I have shown you an automotive video, and that particular video was taken from one of our business unit, which is telematics business unit, and they have been, of course, saving the time for developers. It was predominantly made for developers within the organization, and that's where also I am representing that we are doing many things within our organizations for developers. So I move forward. So this particular slide, I will cover a brief about automotive industry, how it is taking currently a shape. I will give a perspective from the software development side, not overall how things are getting consumed, but as a software development perspective in a car. Car is increasingly becoming very complex. If you see particularly today's S-Class, it has around 200 odd ECUs. That means the kind of code it is going into a car, which will be more than probably F-22 Raptor, or maybe more than a kind of supercomputer. It is just a kind of supercomputer inside. You are sitting in that car, and that much of compute is there. That means there are a lot of developers who are working hard to make that kind of device going on the street, having all the compliances. So currently, if you look at the automotive trend, which are going to come in next years, and predominantly focusing on, is it readable? If not, I can convey. Connectivity, electric, autonomous drive. Then we have connected cars, then we have supply chain, then we have feature as a function. There are many things which Gartner has told about what are going to be trends in automotive industry. We also have a term for case. The term which we use in automotive industry is connected, autonomous, shared, and electric. This connectivity is used for the complete automotive domain. I think somebody is trying to connect to the meeting. Can you please accept that? Oh, it's a recording request. Maybe before everything goes off, till that point I can again tell you about the automotive industry. So the center theme of these trends are mostly a software development. And if you see the trend of the invest and the kind of revenue going to get generated out of automotive industry is exponentially growing up in next 10 years of time. That means the whole focus of these 4 areas which I talked about, connectivity, autonomous, shared and electric, they are going to, all automotive across, not just our company, across the globe going to invest heavily. And because the market is going that way, if you do not invest, the customers are going to choose the way, whoever is doing more innovation in this area of world. There is one particular aspect which I would like to cover before giving you an importance of what goes into the car. We are currently, our platform in our organization currently focuses on areas related to these domains, which is unlike IT software development, which is not predominantly an IT software development. This platform is typically for that. So we use various tools and techniques to actually support that. But I have to explain you what that particular thing means. What goes into powertrain, telematics, ADAS, and body and comfort. Before I go into that detail, I would also like to talk about why software becomes a very important aspect in the car. The one of the most important aspect in the, actually if you are considering anything like an embedded product or any kind of product which has software and physical thing involved in it, and if you are going to plan, let's say you are going to plan that particular device or object in next 5 years of time, there will be a hardware component and a software component to it. And definitely the variability of both the things, because tech in hardware will also grow, and along the side the complexity of software will also go. That means software will depend on hardware, hardware will depend on software. They are both together. But having said that, let's freeze hardware at this moment. We have a hardware. The complexity in the future features would be controlled by software. One of my team members generally gives an example in his training. He's also present here, but he generally gives this example in this training that you have a rear view mirror. Generally, now what can be complex in that? So the thing is, the controlled feature of that rear view mirror can be controlled by software. Generally, all the cars can have the whole functionality of the hardware associated with the rear view mirror, but the software can control the way the turning of the rear view mirrors are happening, the way you are looking at the mirror and it is tilting, considering which object goes, that can be controlled by software. Then the ADAS feature, that means if there is a vehicle which is coming from behind and trying to overtake you from the wrong side, it will also blink. That means all these kind of things based on the feature of the class, what kind of class of car you are having, those features can be controlled through software configuration. Hardware remains same, it's shipped to all the cars, but software will define the features of the future car. It is similar in our mobile phone as well as all the embedded software, all the devices which has embedded software in it. The controlling factor will become software, as well as it is going to the extent that luxury will also get defined by software. So that's where the focus, that why we have to focus on software development platform, and that's where the focus of this in mind. But I'll take a few more minutes to explain about ECUs. So there are a lot of, after Tesla coming into picture, there has been a lot of innovation in automotive industry. And predominantly automotive industry has been evolving over the period of time. But they are now reducing the complexity where the concept, as per my understanding, previously we were having multiple ECUs on top of the car. That means multiple computers running each function into the car. But now perspective is changing. We are defining a computer and making car around it. That could be a way to tell that how cars are being considered. And this is the purpose, because software is getting centralistic. And that makes more sense to develop car around it rather than defining and controlling all component of a car through different softwares and computers. In generally a particular car which is having a luxury segment and has full-blown activities will predominantly have these components from the software and the electronic perspective. It will have powertrain. Powertrain is nothing but your battery, your IC engines, your motors and all those kind of things. in generally, such kind of software development area becomes very complicated because it has mechanical component, it has not electronic component, but directly electromechanical component, then it will have electrical component, and then it will have a software component. Imagine the life cycle of it to manage all the variables simultaneously spread across with different configuration to manage. That means your hardware is also moving, your software will also have different challenges. To manage these kind of things, they need a methodology and other. So those kind of softwares are getting developed on our platform. Telematics. Telematics is again a car telemetry. If you have seen that in any of the car, you will get your instrument cluster where speeds and things are there, and all kind of functions like music player and other things which you consume, which is consumption by visuals and consumption by touch, is a telematics unit. And these telematics units can be very complex because it depends on a lot of sensors and sensory things and maps and GPS. So all these different components also get introduced into telemetry. Again, this complete ecosystem, I'm talking about ecosystem within car. This is one ecosystem, like a verses. These are verses into a car. This is another verse, this is another verse. So telematics is a different verse. Then we have a networking. These are totally different guys who are making sure that all the possible ECUs, like here in a representation, they connect with each other through a centralized brain, we can call it, or it is mostly a networking thing so that command and control and safety can be controlled. The third part is ADAS. ADAS has everything. Yeah, ADAS has many things which are autonomous drive, which has safety functions which are about the car. So all those functions have also a different verse of programming it. And then we have body and comfort. That means your AC, HVAC, your seats adjustment, your gestures, all those kind of things are controlled by that. So these are predominantly functions which are doing a lot of software development. They are not directly a physical guy who are defining things. These are the users of our platform. They are consuming our platform for software development. So having the context with these things, if you see the complexity involved in all different kind of development, it is huge. Can you help me with the next slide? Got stuck. Oh. So if we have these kind of different complexities, so first of all, if a software developer has to interact and make these things, he will first of all will get confused at what I have to develop and how it is. The features, complexity and things will become tremendously very difficult. So they want something that they should focus on their domain rather than focusing on rest of the things. That's where they would like to see. Decrease productivity. If we have lot of dependent teams, that means one software development is going different, another team is going different, they have to come together, so give the productivity out. So there has to be a way that all these kind of team having common objectives and work together. Maybe we can do it with a common project management system and those kind of things. That's where the decline in productivity could be a huge deterrent for the software developer. And being software development, it is not just having good having to run the business, because the future profitability is coming from these domains. That's where companies are investing heavily on these kind of activities. The last two things are pretty important. The point is, as it is becoming more software data and compliance oriented, each car is selling with different rules in each of the countries, and it has a lot of compliance related things. That's where probably security and compliance are required to be checked, and you should have a platform which can help software developers to solve these problems. Okay, that sets the context of platform for me, but I will just quickly cover one aspect of the thing that what does a software platform mean? And these are the three topics which predominantly whoever is a software developer has gone through these three topics. What is DevOps? What is SRE, and what is platform engineering, right or not? Probably these challenges. I am trying to simplify this fact because I was also confused. So we were, although in any business perspective, you will have all the three. If you have to deliver a big service, that is the fact. But fundamentally, they are different in the terms and what they are meant for, what those words meant for. DevOps is predominantly for making sure that you get a business agility. That means you reach your business objective fast. That means you bring teams together and make business objective fast. That's there for DevOps. But let's say you have achieved that business objective, but you have to sustain it. You have to sustain it longer. Then you need a reliable team to continuously do the things, monitor, have the business running. That's where the SRE comes into the picture. And then the term is platform engineering. That means the people who are doing their job, they should not focus on different things. There should be a common platform. The platform engineering team should be providing them a platform which is nothing but a software development platform. Here, these are the tools which we are running into platform engineering. Platform engineering term has got predominantly very important these days because, of course, every organization is doing software development and they wanted to keep certain things given to software developers. And those things are pretty easy to understand. Everybody who is doing software developer will need a configuration management. They will need Git. So these kind of thing has to be provided to them. Then probably artifact management. They need a artifactory kind of thing, where they can keep the artifacts, binaries and builds to be managed and kept. The third thing is continuous integration. Of course, no brainer, a central team which is not managing the release, but providing tooling necessary for release and management. That is also a very, it is mandatory for those software developers to have those kind of things. Otherwise, they will create by themselves. And I have seen that when we were talking about Bitbucket, I have seen some of the engineers, when we were building up this platform, carrying the Bitbucket really in Bitbucket, a small server together and lying around. So that's, that's the case. So if we have to give software developer time, these are the predominantly an evolution of a software development platform. We have to provide these tooling over the period of time so that all the software developers around the organization can take the benefit of it. Okay, I will give you an example of how we have built up. We have built in a very similar way. We started with one smaller team to have the tools, these kind of tools with the Jira, Stack, and Bitbucket Stack and Atlassian, some of the Atlassian Stack and some, because there are other tools which are also required in this kind of thing. We started doing it, and over the period of I think 6 years, we were able to build the software stack and the user base till around 50K plus. So in our organization, we started with 500 users to reach out to 50K users. And now we are in a situation that we are diversifying further in the software stack. This is how our software development platform look at scale. That means we have software developers in US, APAC, EU, China. That means if you have to provide these many developers, their artifacts, their project management, their source code repositories, without latency issues, with real-time syncs and all those kind of things, you need a hybrid environment. That means you need things on cloud, you need things on prem, you need to create lot of mirrors in each of the organization. This is, we are talking when we were not on cloud. We started building up these kind of things before the cloud was actually being discussed. That means we were in the business of platform engineering long back. So we started growing it, and today at this stage, we are thinking of going cloud, but in a hybrid way, because we know the importance of, if we have those kind of software development where we have ADAS kind of thing and telematics kind of thing. Imagine you have one software developer using a software repository of 3 terabyte. Now, you cannot imagine that these kind of things we need to provide them, because telematics guys will need the whole telematics system onto his desk to program it then and there, and he has to sync those kind of software directly. So having such kind of ecosystem across the globe, which is based on Atlassian stack, it is Bitbucket, Jira, Jira Service Desk. One of the most important thing here is the whole software development also happens through agile engineering, Scrum, and other activities. And that's where Jira and Confluence comes as a major support for us. And that brings whole things, all those kind of things together. So this is at scale how it looks like. Currently, we are running our platform in 24/7 mode. That means it is It is up all the time, and we periodically do update, and we have a capability to do classical rollout as well as canary rollout. Canary rollout means a location-based rollout also, depending on certain user-based rollout. So we have capability of doing it within an on-prem scenarios, with a normal things. Our teams have built up methodologies by which we can do that. That's where and without such kind of feature, you would not be able to scale it big. You would not be able to sustain those many users across the goal, provided them minimal downtime. We are at, I think, 99% uptime in our platform. So that's at the scale. And if we have the platform at that scale, I would also like to talk about the learnings. I'm not putting technology learnings here, because in any kind of platform, whoever is building, he will be using all the technology available, because he will use software developers, he will have testers, he will have data guys, he will have monitoring, he will have everything. He will have security, all those kind of things. The most important learning part here is, even if you have technology at your hand, technology is like a tool. And the processes and methods and governing all these technology makes the difference. The point I would like to make here, that without process and governance, you would not be able to utilize technology. It is just like a person having a good knife and who has to create a sculpture. Without having creativity, without having discipline, without having knowledge of it, he would not be able to use that tool well. Similarly, if I can give an example of a surgeon also, if you do not have that, if he has a tool and he cannot, if he does not have all the processes and methodology in a OT, he would not be able to give. So all those kind of things matter to deliver such kind of platform. That's where process and governance comes into picture. And implementing best practices coming from different areas are also important. And whether we call it sometimes boring ITSM guidelines and other things, no, these are very important. That makes your platform mature, that makes your processes mature, that gives sanity to the teams, what roles and responsibility they have to do it. That's where these kind of things important. The other thing is, these kind of things we used to get it performance. If we are having distributed software development platform and you have such a big repository, Bitbucket repositories of 10 GB. Now if you go by standard software development practice, who will say that who downloads 10 GB of Bitbucket repositories for a change, for every check-in and everything. But we have software developers who want to have it like that. We cannot argue with that. So the thing is, we have to provide Bitbucket in a way that it scales, it is faster, it has mirrors, it is able to sync the software repository so fast. Otherwise, they will not like it. So that's there. Other topic was related to observability and issues. At this moment, we have a very good command center in our organization where we are monitoring. We have multiple dashboards. We key KPIs over a platform. We actually manage and see them. And it's a beautiful looking board, but we don't like it when it goes red. So, so that's the important part, but we keep an eye on it, and it gives us a lot of insight. So we use all the possible techs in observability, that is from logging as well as monitoring, to actually manage our platform from all the different sites available. So that's there. And business continuity. Business continuity is the one that when we have to upgrade, because Atlassian has, okay, they are not there. So Atlassian has a tendency to release many things and mandate plugin and version ecosystem to be maintained. And that becomes a challenge for us, that we have to keep the pace of it. And sometimes also a lot of vulnerabilities comes into picture, and we have to act fast. Let's say there was a 0-day vulnerability. That particular day we have to shut down our platform. We have to send a big mail to our whole user group that yes, we have to stop it, and then we quickly upgrade it faster and given the platform back in a very minimal time. Those kind of things we have also solved, but providing business continuity to all the users across the globe. Yeah, I think I am here to talk about to take also harness. Having said that, lot of things are done within the team itself, but without ecosystem enablement, nothing helps. So there are three aspects which I feel in ecosystems are important. One is direct connect with the vendors, from which you are consuming all the softwares and services. Like for us, it is important to have connect with Atlassian, a very regular connect. We meet, I think, weekly with TAM. So that's important. Second thing is community. There are certain problems Atlassian might not know what we are facing, but our community members would have faced it. Other organizations which are having similar and big stack would be solving these problems. That's where community engagement is important. And moreover, one important aspect is marketplace. Here, as we have such a big platform, there are a lot of plugin development happens in our organization. Now, if those plugins, how Atlassian and Atlassian can facilitate those plugins, can come to the marketplace, what is the framework by which a very process-governed automotive domain can interact, can become one and solve bigger problems in each of the domain, how we can get an automotive specific marketplace. That's the importance of marketplace, and these are the three things we would like to harness. And I would like to come back to the point of time. I think I have taken more time, it seems. So, this time I cannot say that I can give back the time, but I have taken the time. But moreover, the fact is, the focus is, with all this engineering what we are doing, is to give back the developer that time. And I am open for questions if you have. Thank you very much.
Thank you, Dushyant. It's a very wonderful session. And thank you. Next we have the energy guy. So when he's on the stage, actually we don't need a mic also. So we've seen him a lot of panel discussions and a lot of presentations. So I would like to introduce Vishwajit Singh. He's a COO and CTO at Amrut Software, and I'm welcoming him on stage.
Thank you for setting expectations so high. I don't know, so if I don't perform, apologies, because the moment I entered the room, right, there's one person that you don't need the mic, and he's, I think, the second or third person saying that. So I might as well just remove the mic and start talking, but the audience is big. Actually, I was not expecting so many people. So community events, I've been part of it. It's like just a small group where you have just chit chat, not so fancy presentations, stuff like that. That's what I was anticipating, but back of the mind, I was actually a bit aware that since this being Scott himself coming here, I was a bit mentally prepared, but now that expectation is set, I might as well go ahead and deliver, else they will not call me next time, right? So hello everyone. This is Vishwajit. So I've been part of Atlassian ecosystem for last 15 plus years. So how many of you know there was a community edition to Jira? I just see one hand. So not that I want to boast about it, but that's the context I want to give, how old I have been part of the Jira Atlassian ecosystem. There used to be a enterprise edition and there used to be a community edition, and somewhere around version 3 and 4, they basically moved to. So another question. So just a wild guess is also fine. So how much is the cost of unlimited Jira license in 2008? A bit close. So it was $7,000 unlimited user license, right? Just that nothing specific about this question, I just wanted your attention. Thank you for that. So I will get into the presentation. Today I want to talk about our telecom giants. And when I say giant, it's literally a giant, right? So telecom giants journey from ServiceNow to JSM. So it's a very interesting case where the agility, how much importance today agility is getting for the companies. So you see an organization which actually replaced a tool because of the lack of agility. So we'll talk about more. Simple agenda. I'll just talk quickly, blabber about myself. Obviously, I'm here. And I've got such a good captive audience who would not want to basically, maybe somebody would tomorrow look at hiring me, right? So that's just a brief agenda. So I'll talk about myself, about customer challenges, customer faced. So let's quickly. So my name is Vishwajit Singh. I'm CEO and CTO at Amrut Software. So prior to joining Amrut, I have spent a lot of time in entrepreneurship. I built a SaaS platform, which was project management platform, failed badly, started again, failed again. And then I said, okay, it's time to not start. Let's do some work where your passion lies. My passion with Atlassian started somewhere around 2007, 2008. I got this opportunity when Geometric was setting up a global delivery system. So, and Jira and Confluence primarily become a very good part of it. And we set up this 3,500 employees using this centralized platform. We moved them from all multiple platforms to one platform, which becomes basically, they called it GSDS, which is Global Software Delivery System. So that was one of the things which actually set the context. Being a mechanical engineer, I joined Geometric from the perspective of peer product lifecycle management and all things. They thrown me into software development. I said, okay, let's try that out. There's no harm in trying. I tried, and I think I've done reasonably well. So that's just about me. Let's look at the customer. So customer it's a global customer, predominantly Indian entity with operations in 14 plus countries, 4.7 billion USD in revenue, 5,000 plus employees across spread across multiple countries. So customers' challenges with ServiceNow. So flexibility of the platform is one of the challenges which customer was facing. They were basically having multiple tools. They were looking to integrate. They were looking to basically do a lot of integrations. Basically, your operations is in ServiceNow. Your software team is into a Jira software. So the communication going back and forth, there was a lot of gap in terms of the software development might have fixed a bug which was probably 2 days back, but that information passing on to the operations team, which predominantly is doing ticketing into ServiceNow, was taking time. And visibility to all stakeholders. So when there are multiple platforms, it's always a challenge. How do you give visibility to different stakeholders involved? So they were facing this challenge. And concern around cost versus value. So this is, I think, very important metric, right? When we look at a platform, or any investment we are looking to make, we will always see, like you can buy Mercedes, like Dushyant was there talking about Mercedes. But we will always look at cost versus value, right? So obviously there's a lot of value which Mercedes offers. I am not taking away the value. There's a lot of people of Mercedes sitting here, they will just take me in the corner and school me. So nothing taking away the value part of it, but definitely cost, most of us sitting in this room. When Dushyant was talking about have you experienced S-Class, I said, okay. So I was just looking around to see if somebody just stands up and says that I have experienced S-Class. So cost versus value is very important for anybody, and more so in changing macroeconomic conditions, right? So today, though we are not really into recession, but we have been in some form of the recession for a while, right? So the cost versus value becomes very important in such dynamic environment where you don't know what's going to happen next. So that one of the key driver was the cost, because they were investing a lot. So a lot, when I say a lot, it was a lot. They could actually buy, along with software, they could buy 2 months two years professional services of 3 dedicated engineers within the less cost. So customer wanted a more agile and a cost-effective tool. So that was basically the premise on which customer basically came to us. So another question. How long do you think customer took to move out of ServiceNow? Any guesses, wild guesses are fine. So I don't have any goodies, but I will see if I can give some chocolates to. Yeah?
3 months, 6 months.
Oh, somehow she is the closest actually, if I have to say. So she is closest, we will know the answer. I don't want to give the answer right now, but we will know the answer in couple of slides. So I'm creating the suspense, so I continue to have your attention, right? So that will come in one slides. So I will come back to answer at the end of it. So you can tell me, but she is closest actually. I'm surprised somebody said that. That's not practically even possible, right? So let's say quick comparison, Jira Service Management versus ServiceNow. So I think one thing is you can't really take away from Jira Service Management is the time, right? It's just like you just set it up and you may be using it next day, right? Because if you want to do incident management, you want to do your change management, it's just there, right? You don't have to, if today somebody comes to us and says that, okay, I want to do change management and incident management. I said, fair enough, take this, do it, right? You don't even need our services primarily, right? Because those processes are defined there. You can tweak it going forward. You don't need to tweak everything in one day, right? You can start using it. You can basically have your experiences and then go ahead and do it, right? So seamless integration, I spoke about it. So typically developers are using Bitbucket and Jira software. But if your operations team basically uses ServiceNow for ticketing, for example, then there is always a gap, right? An incident gets reported into ServiceNow, then you need to have some connector which pushes the details, which also getting everything, all the details from ServiceNow back to Jira through integration is a challenging. Because the architecture of the two tools are different, the way fields are managed, everything is different, right? So you need to end up, we have done a couple of integration for few customers, so you end up doing a custom integration. There are tools available which will do some level of integration, but more often than not, you will end up doing a custom integration. So transparent and easy to understand price. I think that's a very important factor. I think what has worked well for, sorry. How do I go back? Sorry. Yeah. So transparent and easy to understand. So what has worked well for Atlassian? Their pricing, there was no ambiguity in the pricing. It is what it is. It's listed on the website. You go, that's the price it is, right? So if you want to do, if you come to us, that's the price. If you go to Atlassian, that's the price. If you go to the website, that's the price, right? So there's a very transparent price which is available to everyone, and you can understand the pricing thing. Because in ServiceNow kind of setup, nothing taking away from, so because I'm talking about ServiceNow, don't take that I'm just bashing that tool. That has its own place in the universe. So I'm not doing that. So transparent pricing definitely helps customers to know upfront costs. Request incident, as I talked about, problem management, change management, that comes out of the box, right? You don't have to really do anything to do that. And then you have, so in today, the world of agility, you need to always align how the business, developers, and IT teams work together, right? So now because we are talking about DevOps, we are talking about DevSecOps, right? We are talking about site reliability engineering, right? So your operations cannot lag, right? Your operation has to basically move in hand with your development team. If your development team is moving pretty fast and operations are not catching up in providing support, doing incident management, you will still end up giving a bad experience to your end customers or even your internal stakeholders, right? So that's where it's important that your business, dev and IT objectives are aligned on the same platform. So that's what JSM lets you achieve as well. JSM value proposition, very simple, intuitive interface. It's very easy to start. You just take your cloud, if you're running cloud, if you're running data center, you just spin up an instance and you can actually get started to use it. There are no basically, if you want to have a default process, you don't have to do anything. You don't need an admin. You may just need an admin to set it up, but you don't need an admin to customize, configure, unless you are basically trying to evolve something different. Accelerate DevOps. DevOps cannot accelerate unless your IT operations are aligned with your software development process. IT ops have become very critical in today's agile world, maybe not so much innovate. So there was a time when IT was always left behind in terms of adopting innovations, but that time is not there anymore. IT needs to move with the same innovation, same speed which your development team is moving. Flexible workflows, I think workflow is one of the most powerful tool which Jira has. I have not seen such a powerful I've worked maybe 10, 20 tools in my lifespan, and I have not seen such a flexible workflow and capable workflow capability in any of the platform. Integrations, platform integrations, if you want to build an integration, there's so much available in the marketplace, so much available for developers to do their own integrations, and strong automation capability which comes out of the box in the platform. So implementation journey. So customers has a very simple process. We don't know why they were actually using ServiceNow in the first place. So because they were not using ServiceNow is like an elephant, right? It has a lot of capabilities which majority of the time, or maybe most of the time, or many of the time, people will not need that. So they would end up spending more money just to have that tool and not using it to the best capability. As I said earlier, ServiceNow has its place in the universe. I'm not trying to take anything away from ServiceNow. It's a phenomenal tool in what it does, but not everybody actually need that kind of platform. So customer wanted requests, they wanted incidents, they wanted problem management and change management, right? And they had basically a very simple need that it has to meet to ITIL standards. So we started defining customized workflow for them, ensured their integrations. I think integration is typically one of the key need when you are going into the enterprise environment. So they would want to integrate whether it's either LDAP or basically there any other setup which they have. So that integration capability which comes out of the box really helped, and obviously with some added plugins. And we were able to, because of the capability of the marketplace, we use script runner in this case. We were able to do a group-based assignment. So Jira Service Management doesn't offer out-of-the-box group-based assignment. So they basically wanted to have a capability that, okay, if the ticket is coming from X country, it has to be routed to X group, right? That's a simple service desk use case, which currently from the group assignment is not possible. So we basically fetch those details through script runner scripts from LDAP, connected to their LDAP, and we are able to do that. And here is your answer. The project was rapidly completed and deployed into production within just 3 weeks. So that's the speed we are talking about. So customers, there was a reason behind it. Can you guess what was the reason they did it in 3 weeks? Spot on. Their renewals was coming in 3 weeks. So they said, can you give us a confidence that you can move us in 3 weeks? We said, okay, we will try. We basically, our team were working actually 16/7 kind of setup. We work continuously. And the last week was to onboard the users. Because you can set up the system, but if you have not onboarded the users, what the users will do on 4th week? So 2 weeks, round the clock, 4-5 people working, defining their processes, doing their automation and everything. And 3rd week, it was basically onboarding their people, because if you don't onboard them, then you are basically dead, as good as dead, because they had more than 1,000 agents actually at that point of time. So you have to onboard agents, you have to onboard end users. So it was basically 3 weeks time. There was no data migration, so otherwise there's no reason it would happen in 3 weeks. So somebody who said 6 months was right. If there was a data involved, even 6 months would have been basically a smaller time span. Migrations, I fear migrations if you ask me. A lot of time my team comes or customers come and say that it's a very simple migrations. So I said, excuse me, migration is a migration, nothing more, nothing less. Don't talk about simple, complex and very complex kind of thing. So migration is a complex activity. There is no simple to it. Migration and simple don't take together. With your internal, if you are basically a stakeholder and talking to your internal IT team, saying that I want you to do this simple migration. Please, I would request, be kind to your team. Don't use that word simple with the migration. There are no simple migrations, at least I have not seen in my life. So today, customers' JSM landscape. So Jira Service Management has become heart of their service operations. Across 14 plus countries, people are raising tickets from different countries. There are agents who are basically fulfilling those tickets. They started with 250 agents and quickly grew to 1,000 plus agents with a lot of more scope of expansion. 5 plus marketplace apps used. So no Atlassian implementation is complete without a garnish of marketplace apps, right? So unless you put some marketplace app to meet that specific use case of a particular stakeholder who is apparently the decision maker. So if you are not able to do that, nothing doing will stay with ServiceNow, right? So the apps definitely gives that turbocharge power to the whole Atlassian ecosystem. And no wonder the recently the marketplace actually crossed $1 billion+ in revenues. So today customer fulfills 100 plus tickets on daily basis through JSM platform. So that's the power they have got. They have got a flexible and agile platform which they could adopt. So the customer confidence built in the platform when they were able to move in 3 weeks, right? So because if you have to do any complex setup, you can't do it in 3 weeks, right? If you look at ServiceNow implementation or SAP implementation or any other platform today, you can't really move something in 3 weeks of time, move out of something in 3 weeks of time. Flexibility of JSM in action. So I just want to, there are many such use cases, but I would just want to touch upon a few of them. So customer needed a group-based assignment, which I talked about. So we were able to do it quickly thanks to marketplace app. Data restriction and validation, customer looking to some custom layer of validation which they wanted. Some things should be read only for some people set of group. Something should be basically changeable by only specific people. So those could be achieved. Custom theme built. So basically customer wanted something custom which was basically more aligned to their own look and feel which they were looking for. We were able to do that. And field level visibility as well was possible. Customer benefits and ROI. So obviously customer was able to save a lot of cost. When I say a lot, it's a lot cost. If you go to 1,000 plus users of ServiceNow and compare that cost with JSM, I shouldn't use that word, it's a peanuts. If you compare it basically one-on-one. So and then I think the biggest thing also for customer was they were able to achieve alignment of various stakeholders in the system. So thank you. Thank you for your time and thank you for patiently hearing me. Really appreciate that.
Yeah, thank you, Visu. And as I mentioned, it's such an energetic session. And yeah, Girish.
All right, and good evening, everyone, and people who have just joined us. And welcome, Scott, again to the Atlassian community, Bangalore. So as this is a special event, to be very honest, we had an outburst of registrations. And unfortunately, we ended up sending close to 40 people back home. We had to apologize them because there's no space even to extend this hall anymore. Right? We were all house full. Again, welcome everyone. And now with this, I'm going to invite Scott Farquhar, co-founder and co-CEO of Atlassian, to the stage, along with Govinda Sambamurthy, who is head of engineering at Atlassian, to the stage. Come on, guys, you can do better. Woo!
It's an honor to be here for two reasons. One, this is one of the most favorite communities that I have. Every time we host this community in our Atlassian office in Bangalore, we have seen tremendous participation, lots of insights. We learn lots about our customers from this community, which is super passionate about our products. So it's an honor to be spending time with all of you in the evening. It's a bigger honor to host Scott, who is our inspiring, fearless leader, who is our co-CEO and co-founder. So Scott, let's start with a very obvious question. This is your second trip to Bangalore. What are some of the key reflections that you've had based on your last few days of experience in Bangalore and in India?
So firstly, I want to say a huge thank you to everyone battling the Bangalore traffic to get here. I heard that the Bangalore user group was one of the best user groups in the world. Is that true? Yeah, really? Are you sure about that? I've been told you're super enthusiastic, energetic, and maybe even a little rowdy. So hopefully I get to experience all of that today, and hopefully I get to meet some of you later in the evening after the formalities have finished. And so I think this might be my third trip here to Bangalore. And actually, a bit of history. When we first started recruiting for this office, we actually started recruiting people in a small meeting room just around the corner from here. And so the first Atlassians were literally recruited in a meeting room just around the corner, and I spent a whole week here. And that was 5 years ago. And Atlassian here went from 0 employees 5 years ago, and we have 1,700 employees here working for us today. So. And I think the reason we can do this is that because we have such a vibrant tech community here in India. And I got to meet some pretty important people, I think, in the industry, tech industry here. I got to meet the founder of Infosys, who's still the chairman, earlier. And I feel like the tech industry had wave one, which was the sort of outsourced model of Infosys and Wipro and a whole bunch of other organizations that did that. And like they really kind of got the tech industry started. And then I got to meet with the co-founders of InMobi, who I think were the first unicorn here in India. And then they sort of got the next wave going, which is like building products that are go global from here in India. And that's what our ambition here is, and what we're doing today is having our products built out of India. And so of the 1,700 people here, about 3/4 are actually building our products here in India. And your question was like, what are my observations over the last couple of days? I think it's incredible R&D talent here in India, incredible enthusiasm. It's great to be in a culture who really embrace change and want to make the world better and improve things and really willing to take risks. I think 5 years ago, there's people sitting in that conference room like, we're going to join a company with 0 employees in this country. And we told them we were going to grow, but they had to make a bet on Atlassian. And I think the fact that we can do that and attract these people and just shows that this country has people who are still willing to take big bets and bet on themselves, like to make an improvement to the culture of the society. So that's been super exciting to meet people here. And I guess one last thing I want to talk about is the food. I mean, man, the food here is just incredible. And so like that's been a huge highlight for me too.
Do you want to talk about your favorite food that you've had?
I don't know how to pronounce most of the favorite food that I get here. I've got some people who order for me, and it's fantastic. But I'll have any type of dal. Any type of dal is my favorite. But there's a whole bunch of, anyway, I could go for ages. Like, the food's fantastic.
Okay, that's a good segue to the next question. We all saw how Team 2023 has been very inspiring. 2023 so far has been a fantastic year for Atlassian, with lots of innovation happening across the board throughout our products and platforms. Personally, what are you excited about right now? And could you please give us a glimpse of what else is there in the horizon?
I don't think I've ever been more excited about Atlassian than I am today, and there's a whole bunch of reasons for that. One is we've been doing these huge cloud migrations of getting our customers from our behind the firewall products to the cloud. And that's been a huge lift for us, quite frankly. We've got to build migration tooling to get people across. We've had to build a lot of cloud features that we are building to make it easier for people to, to host the stuff there. So that's been a huge lift for us. And we're now seeing, though, that majority of our customers are in cloud or heading to cloud or have plans to migrate. And so that's sort of the basis, because a lot of the innovations we can deliver are in our cloud platform. The second thing I get really excited about is that our cloud platform is now getting to the stage where it's really easy for us to build new products on the back of it. And you will know probably Atlassian better than I do, which is we launched half dozen products in our Point A program. So Atlas and Compass and Jira Product Discovery, and we have a Beacon, which is probably going to change its name. So we got all these products we can now launch to our customers in a fast fashion in the cloud. Confluence Whiteboard is probably another good example. And so I feel the momentum inside Atlassian is really kicking up in terms of how much we can get out in our customers' hands. Marketplace is improving and Forge is coming along, so we're getting people building innovative new products in our cloud marketplace. Of course, AI is a huge thing for everyone, I think, in the audience, and I'm super proud of the Atlassian Intelligence launch that we did at our conference early this year, and I can talk about a long time about that I think AI is going to change what we can provide for our customers, and so that gets me excited as well.
When I recruit engineers into my team, I always describe Atlassian as a 20-plus-year-old startup, right? Because it's been an inspiring mission for me to join the company, which has continuously reinvented itself, right? So you have seen, as a founder and the CEO of the company over the last 20 years, many transitions. And now, with the advent of AI, with the hype cycle and the practical use cases that we are talking about, where do you see AI in the Atlassian landscape?
So I think everyone was excited when OpenAI came out with GPT 3.5 and now 4, and I've got beta access to 5. It's really blowing people's minds as what's possible. But I think the parlor trick or the party trick of hey, take this thing and summarize it, or give me 10 bullet points on X. That is great and it's exciting, but it's not something that we at Atlassian are going to do uniquely for you. There's going to be, OpenAI is going to do that, Anthropic's Claude's going to do that, Google can do that. Everyone is going to be able to, do that sort of generic conversion type stuff, or give me 10 ideas. The really interesting part about AI is when we can take all the data that you have stored in our products and we can do interesting and unique use cases with it. And I keep challenging my teams because it's very easy for us to do incremental use cases. And so let's take a support use case. For support, it's very easy for me to, automate my agents, take a knowledge base article, suggest an answer for someone, and that's going to make my support 30% faster or 50% faster. And that's good. Great, support's 50% faster. But when I think about the actual customer problem that people have, the problem customers have isn't, I want faster support. The problem they want is, I want my questions answered, and I don't care if it's a human that answers it. In fact, I'd rather not answer the question in the first place. And if I look at what we can do at Atlassian, because we have Confluence, and you've stored 10 years worth of data in Confluence, and we've got virtual agents, and we know the code that gets written, and when someone says, hey, I need to ask a question, we can then often answer it with a search result, basically, and it becomes a search problem. So great, let's ask questions of Confluence and get answers that way. But many other, if you just had Confluence and it was just a search problem, if you don't get the answer you want, it becomes a dead end. And so from that, we can then say, well, ask questions. And if we don't get the answer, we then say, great, here's a person over here that we think has the answer. Or here's a service desk that we think has the answer. And we can then pre-fill all the information that we have from that. And we can start answering things that way. And so I think the data that we have across like all these different products is going to really make a huge difference. And I was talking with a customer yesterday, and they said, oh, we want more templates inside our products because I want to get up and running a lot faster. And again, if you think the root customer problem is like, is not, I want more templates. Like a customer didn't, I wake up in the morning and say, oh, I really need more templates in Jira. What they said is, actually, I want to make sure that I can map like my business processes and my workflows and things I need to get done in a way that like allows me to solve problems. And so internally, we just did some experiments recently where we took all of our policies and procedures and we said, generate the forms like for this. So if your company has an HR policy that says how to request time off, and it says you need, this, and you can't do it in your first year, and like we can then generate the Jira Service Desk form and all the fields that needs to happen and the workflows behind it, all from your HR policies and procedures. And so HR teams don't want templates to do stuff. They'd rather just click a button and like it automatically get generated on the things that they've already got. And so like, when I look at like the things that Atlassian can do, because we know like the code that you've written, we know the tasks that need to get done, the goals you're trying to achieve, through Atlas and through like Jira Align, and then we know the knowledge base that you've been 20 years building, and then we've got Service Desk to do that. Like I think we can transform the way that work happens across your organizations. And so for us, that's challenging ourselves to keep solving root cause problems for you. It's also building a platform that we can, do this like once across all the different products. And so I could probably talk for the rest of this session about AI, and if you want to, I'm happy to do that. But if there's any other topics, we should cover that as well.
No, I think AI is the flavor of the season, so maybe we should double click on it. And our community might be interested in knowing, especially because we are pioneers on dog fooding our own products. So it would be great if you could delve and talk a little more about how we implement AI within Atlassian and what's the productivity benefit that we get.
Yeah, let me step back before I answer that one. People have asked me, like, do I think AI is like a blip on the horizon, or does it actually fundamentally change things? And I've been doing this for 25 years, I guess, in the industry, give or take. And over that time, there's only a few big changes in how the industry worked. And in the 90s, it was like moving to desktop software with Microsoft, and a company like Microsoft benefited. And then in the 2000s, it was the web and Netscape, and and Microsoft had to play catch up. They had to release Internet Explorer, but that changed how we interact. And then mobile came out in sort of 2008, and then Apple obviously benefited from that. Microsoft was left behind in that transition. And then we got new companies like Uber and Instagram that came along. And then since then we had the cloud, which affects a lot of people's in this room's jobs, but maybe not as many consumers care if their web services hosted on Amazon or Google or Microsoft. No one cares. But for us, it made a lot of difference in how we build and deploy software. And then I think AI is the next inflection point in how software gets built and how services and how people are going to consume things. So I believe that is a fundamental change. In terms of internally, the things we've already deployed are saving thousands of hours with our virtual agents. So that very simple, make service 30% faster. We're already doing that stuff internally. We hope to get that in your hands, soon. And so, and some of the virtual agent stuff we've got is already available for you to try out. So that's really exciting, in terms of it's already available for that. In terms of how we're building it, to geek out, I think probably many of you in the audience are can keep up on the technical side of things. We don't think that building your own large language model and customizing models makes a lot of sense for what we do, because we can take your data and then customize a large language model, but then every time you change your data, I need to keep ingesting all that and updating models, and then I've got to create a large language model for every single customer, which many of the small customers, it doesn't make sense. So for us, it's a lot of effectively prompt injection and using vector-based search across the data that we've got, and then not just large language models, but to take a small example, if you type the @ character in any editor inside Atlassian, you'll get a list of people you can @mention, and we order that by the people you most frequently, recently interact with, you're most likely to do. And no large language model is going to do that for me. Like that's actually just machine learning at the back end with a whole bunch of data points. And so that combination where you spend a lot of time on the machine learning to automate systems and so forth where it's not large language models, where it's LLMs, we're going to effectively do search across the data you've already got, use that data with a vector-based search to bring that back, maybe embeddings, then use that data to then use prompt injection on the large language models to give you back search results. And so the great advantage of that is that over time we can sub in large language models, different ones for different purposes. So I think large language models at the moment are a Swiss Army knife. Like they're kind of okay at lots of things, but not the optimal outcome. They're not, they're an okay knife, okay set of scissors, but if you really just want a knife or scissors, you'd go do that. We use large language models like across everything, but as a specific example, converting text to JQL is one of the things we've shipped, so that your users, instead of having to understand the arcane JQL syntax, can just write that in plain text and we'll convert it for them. We do not need a multi-trillion parameter large language model to do effectively a conversion between English and JQL. We can optimize that over time. And we will optimize that over time, maybe an open source model, much smaller model. Advantage of small models is not only speed, or not only cost, which is great, but speed, because those small models run a lot faster. And so, anyway, so I think over time we'll sub out more different large language models at the back end. Obviously Llama with Facebook and an open source model is a huge one for us to use, but Anthropic and a whole bunch of other ones we can sub in and out for specific use cases over time.
The next question is something which I'm very passionate about because that's an area my team, which is the enterprise data portability team, is working on. So when we talk about AI, the other side of the coin is about data governance, privacy issues, and ability to have control over data. And the relevant question here is, in the context of India, how does data residency play out? Do you have anything to talk about a roadmap for India?
Yeah, so data residency, for those who aren't intimately familiar with that, it's basically saying that we'll run our software in different data centers around the world. Now we're built on Amazon, so we can run in any Amazon data center, but it's a non-zero effort to set up a data center, even though technically we don't have to buy hardware. It's actually we need to set up like a master controller and those types of things in each individual region. And also the data needs to move back and forth between regions, like for certain types of things like failover redundancy. And so understanding how and where those data moves means it takes a couple of months to set up and run each individual region. So we made a decision a while ago. Many companies charge for data residency in a specific region. We made the decision that base level of data residency is included inside our products, and so today you can put, I think our products in the US, Australia, Germany, and Ireland, I think are the ones at the moment. So you can do that today. You can go to the admin setting and move your stuff to Ireland if you really feel like that's what you think you want to do today. Maybe for St. Patrick's Day, move your data across there. So then we've been continually opening these data centers around the world. Now, most people who move to the data centers, they do it because they want their data in a region for largely antiquated government reasons about data residency means that the laws apply to that data of the country. And so for regulated environments where they're like, hey, I work for the Indian government, I need an Indian data center because it's applied to Indian laws. And so we are going to be launching an Indian data residency in the first half of calendar 24. So that's basically in the next 8 or 10 months. And so I'm super excited to be able to announce that here.
Should I say no pressure? Okay, it's a good segue to the customer focus segment, right? So we know that Atlassian has been the driving force behind teams collaborating around the world, and teams mean innovation for us. Has there been any particular Atlassian use case that you learned in the last few days that inspire you?
A couple. At a specific one, I was chatting with the Disney CIO, and Disney are a huge user of our products. And someone told me that a Mickey Mouse doesn't go onto one of the Disney properties without an Atlassian product being involved. And so I thought that's kind of cool, like Mickey Mouse, Mickey Mouse's boss is Jira. I thought that was kind of a cool thing to know. But more generally, like one thing that I think our products are enabling is the ability for people to live and work anywhere. And I think at Atlassian there's something we're piloting, which is the idea of team anywhere. And we have, here in India, we have half of our team doesn't live in Bangalore anymore. We actually have half the team. There's 1,700 people here. Half of them live outside of this city. And of the half that live in this city, only half of them come into the office like more than once a week. And so we basically have moved to a remote company. And we've burnt the boats on this one. We are the canary in the coal mine. Like, we are committed to being a remote first company. And so, I hear that like our products make a big difference in that, the ability for people to, track work and share knowledge and do asynchronous work across our products is a big thing. But also related to that, it's not our product usage, but inspiring stories, is hearing people who left Bangalore or went in different areas around the country and now still work for Atlassian, but get to have a high-paying job and live in a rural city or go home to be closer to their family. And what we actually found was a lot of people actually who've been over in the US or had careers elsewhere and are returning home, often return home because they had elderly parents that they wanted to be close to, but they returned to Bangalore no matter where their parents lived, because Bangalore was the center of technology and it was close enough to their parents, so they could have a great job and be within an hour's flight or 2 hours flight of their parents. And we found when COVID happened that people were well, I don't want to be 2 hours flight away from my parents. I just moved around the world. Why don't I actually go live in the town next door or live next door? And so we saw a lot of our employees go back into their communities and have an incredible job where they're still getting paid a Bangalore wage. We pay the same amount all over India, no matter where you are, but have this incredible family tie. And the stories I've heard this week about how that's impacting our staff has been incredible. And to do two, one was a woman who worked for us about a 4-hour daily commute getting to and from the office in Bangalore. And she still lives in Bangalore. They moved further out, actually. And she might come to the office, twice a month, once a month. But she got 4 hours back a day. And, she does a yoga for an hour a day. I'm not sure I could do yoga for an hour a day, but that's her passion. Gets to spend a couple of hours extra with her kids. And also, lives, maybe we get an extra hour of work, she gets to do that. And her kids get to run around in a backyard that she couldn't have had, living closer to the city. So that story was really inspiring to me, to see how we've changed someone's life just with a simple change to how we work. And then the second one for me was a woman who is married to someone in the military, and every 2 years he gets moved around the country. And because of that, she had to quit her job every 2 years and get a new job, no matter where he got posted. And it turns out then with Team Anywhere, she can continue her career at Atlassian. And of course, continuing your career has much faster career advancement than switching jobs every 2 years because you have to. So that has made a huge difference to her career and her earning potential. And of course, the fact that she can continue with Atlassian is a huge benefit to us. So anyway, it's not our products, but super passionate about Team Anywhere. And one last bragging point is since we announced this policy, we've doubled the number of women inside Atlassian. And so that's a huge thing. So I just wanted happy to talk about that, because I really want to inspire other companies to follow in our footsteps, because I think it's great for society.
Scott, every time you talk about Team Anywhere, I find it extremely inspiring. And that's also the reason why we get great talent and we grew so fast in the last few years. That's been one of the secret sauces behind us being a talent magnet. Similar to that, we've got around 250K plus customers and a 20 plus year journey. What is the secret sauce behind Atlassian success? If you can share that.
A couple of things. One is that our mission is to unleash the potential of every team. We shorten it UPOET, UPOET, unleash the potential of every team. And we talk about it a lot at Atlassian. And Jeff Bezos said once to me, he said, focus on what doesn't change in the world instead of getting caught up with all the exciting new things that are happening and the new trend. like build something that actually solves a problem that doesn't change. And I don't think like we'll never be done on unleashing the potential of every team. That's not something that would be done. But the landscape we get to play on, where you like help track work, we help track work at scale, we help you share knowledge, we help you get help, we help you build high-performing teams. Like these are things that we do all to help you like unleash the potential of your team. And so a big part I think about success is having a big vision and a big like landscape to paint on. So that like is a key part for us. The second thing, someone's shaking something at the back there. No? No, just keep shaking. Okay. Okay. It's a microphone thing happening. The second thing is being able to attract the best people behind that vision. We have 11,000 employees globally, and the way to attract these people is work on really big problems and have an amazing company culture where they enjoy coming to work and get to work with people that are like them, want to think in a similar way. And we did that because we have 5 distinct Atlassian values. Some of them have swear words in them. There's some Atlassians here around tonight. Like you can quiz them. They will be able to name all 5 values, and I think that's really important. We've created a company culture where people really feel at home here at Atlassian, and so I think we created an amazing company culture that attracts people, and then people get attracted by really big, gnarly problems. And if you think about it, having a U-Poet, it's never going to get done, and we're solving it in a whole bunch of different ways, and we're doing it globally. That attracts the best of the best people to work for us. And so, I don't know, for me, people come and say, if you're going to do a startup, what should I do? And I think having an incredibly big vision that actually scares you a little bit is going to attract better people to your mission than having something that is very easy to achieve.
Thank you. Thank you for sharing this, Scott. This is a good checkpoint when we can open questions with the audience.
Yeah, any audience questions? Put your hand up. There's one in the middle, and we're going to send some microphones around to you. We've got 2 roving mics.
You want this?
Yep.
Hey Scott, my name is Wasim. I'm from a company called Provenir, and we use a few Atlassian products. So in the last 12, 13 years, I've been working in different companies and different sort of setup, right? One big challenge for companies, especially in the area of IT service management, is having different set of tools for observability, then ticketing, then either something for HR system, right? Different purposes and different tools. I guess now, with a lot of tools that are kind of integrated or bought by Atlassian, that challenge is kind of gone away. But one area where I would like to understand is the cloud observability, right? Be it the new age technologies like Docker, Kubernetes, and everything that we do. There are a lot of good players or main players in that area. OpsGenie was supposed to be coming inside the Atlassian ecosystem, like a full-fledged observability tool. So that was stopped, or, what is your roadmap like? Do you guys have something in plan to bring an observability solution?
Yes, so we 2 things there. One is OpsGenie. If you think about it, the way OpsGenie does is there's a lot of things that can come into it, and then it does a lot of filtering, and then it effectively says what is an incident and what should wake someone up in the middle of the night and what shouldn't. And that's something we're really proud of, and I think is really important to OpsGenie, because you can't run that product without basically ingesting that data. And because you ingest that data, as the AI models get better, we can get better at waking people up in the middle of the night, or maybe taking different action as a result of that. So I think that's really important for us to own, and we do that. There are other products like Splunk and Datadog and Amplitude, and you can go down the list of those sort of generic data tools out there. And that market changes a lot. If I looked at it, if I went back 5 years ago, you'd have Splunk but no Datadog, and Amplitude. And then if I go forward 5 years, I think there'll be a whole different set of these ones as we solve different problems. And so, my opinion is, in areas where there is incredible churn in a market, where maybe someone uses 4 different things. Well, I know in Atlassian we have Datadog, we also have Splunk, we also have Amplitude. Like, you know, when there's like 3 or 4 vendors out there, it makes more sense for us to partner in that space than it does for us to build or acquire something in that space. And so security is another example where we have multiple security vendors. When I chat with you, you have multiple security vendors for different parts of the stack. You know, Sneak might be one of them, but then you use a different vendor in a different part. And so we want to integrate deeply there. Now, when we integrate deeply, we want that experience to be just as good as if we owned that product. And so, you know, for example, code, it doesn't matter if you're using GitHub or GitLab or Bitbucket, like inside Jira, you get the same experience out there. And so what we're trying to build is these sort of first-party experiences without owning like the full end-to-end solution. So you saw that with security. Observability, I'm not exactly sure what that necessarily looks like, but we're going to partner with those tools rather than acquire something, because I just think that market changes so much. Now, maybe in 10 years' time when there's one winner and like, you know, it's changing less, potentially it makes more sense to, you know, to own or buy something in that space.
So all the metrics and logs that we bring into Ops Genie, I guess one challenge is the visualization, right? Building native dashboards, or, you know, the way we build dashboards using Jira, EasyBI and all of those. The data that is in Ops Genie, creating good visibility, like filters and, you know, maybe granular level of stuff. I guess that is something that, you know, that we look forward for.
Great. I don't know if you have any Ops Genie people in the room here. We have a lot of the Ops Genie team here in Bangalore. So if there is anyone here in the room from Atlassian and Ops Genie, make sure they find you later and you can go deep on that topic.
Sure.
Thank you.
Thanks, Scott.
Hi, Scott. My name is Divyandu Roy. I'm from Intel. I'm there as a solution architect for Jira. So as you talk about the data residency on the cloud, and really it's good that we are having now in India also in the next year. So the plugins are a very integral part of Atlassian ecosystem. So what's your take on plugin being in the same Atlassian data center from the security aspect of it? Because currently plugin have their own data, especially like structure and big pictures, like those kind of plugins. So what's your take on that?
Yeah, let me start, and if you have anything to add, please let me know if I get it wrong. So we've got an app marketplace. It's a huge benefit to Atlassian, a huge benefit for you as customers. Moving to cloud, like we built Forge, which effectively is a cloud native solution where we host all the data and so forth. And there's also Connect framework, which allows people, it's more like an iframe style solution that allows, you know, these vendors to host things themselves. Now, some changes and improvements we've made there. One is on marketplace plugins and listings now. We have a tab that says privacy, security, and those things, and you can see now cloud verified plugins and what they do and their data storage, you know, are they SOC 2 compliant, you know, all those types of things there, and you can now filter against them. So if you say, hey, I only want, you know, a certain level, your food's ready. If you only want a certain level of compliance, like, you know, for you to do, you can filter on that. So that's a big improvement for you from a visibility perspective. The other one is we're looking to, you know, improve Forge and continue getting more apps into that marketplace, into sort of using that framework. There's some things we need to do, but there's also a lot of things that app vendors need to do to convert across. There's huge benefits to that. And then the last one is like allowing Forge apps to run in the same data center. And I don't know where we're at. I know we're actually working on that. I don't know if that's launched or not. Do you know?
I can talk about it. In fact, my team is working very closely with the Marketplace Apps team to get it rolling. So as Scott pointed out, we have two kinds of apps, right, or plugins as you call it, the Connect framework based and the Forge framework based. For the Connect, data residency is already rolled out. It is in beta state. And I'm happy to announce that 10 of our top partners have already rolled out support for data residency. So we will make it generally available in the later part of this year. Right? For the Connect framework, we are looking at what does it take to support data residency, and you should expect an early access program for the Forge-based apps by early next year.
Thank you. Thanks.
We can take one more question. Anybody from the front?
I have this. Hi, Scott. This is Vishwajit. I'm a software platinum solution partner. So I just want to know that always the vision was not unleash the potential of it. It actually came much later. So I want to actually know the journey of pivoting at different level, how you went through the pivoting and how you basically came up with this unleashed potential of every team.
Yeah, so great question. In the early days, we didn't really have a mission. Our mission was to not get a real job and we have to wear a suit and tie to work. And so we achieved that mission pretty early. And then we had to think about, well, what is it that we really stand for? And as software people, we got very tactical in our first mission. And I'll share it with you, but it's not something that I would really share widely because it's probably not as appropriate, these days as what it was back then. Our original mission was to create useful products people lust after. And, what we really wanted is let's make cool shit, basically, is what we should have written back there. And that's not a particularly great mission. It's kind of hard to know if you're doing it. It doesn't repel anyone. It was a terrible mission. And when we got our first chair of the Atlassian board, they came in and said, let's talk about our mission. And we, doing our values, I don't think you create an aspirational mission. You sort of document actually what it is that you're doing and talk about it. And we looked at our products and we said, well, why did we invest in certain products and not others? Why did we not build an integrated development environment, but we built Jira? Why did we... And it turns out that all the problems we were solving were really team problems and people problems and getting people to work together. And so that's where we really anchored around teams as a mission. And that would be, well over a decade ago. So that's... I think 2012, maybe, or give or take. And so, yeah, we really didn't codify that for a long time. And when we did, it was really just saying that's sort of the products we already do and what we're successful at. But it has guided us over that arc as to which areas do we invest in. And we say we solve people problems. We don't solve technical problems. We don't build compilers. We don't build dev tools. We're not Boolean. We build things for teams and to get teams to work better together. And that's really hard, actually. Wetware is much harder to program than software or hardware. And so we try hard to every day to do that. Thank you.
Thank you for the great audience questions. Scott, it's an honor once again to have you as part of the community today evening. Do you have any final thoughts that you would like to share with us?
For me, I just want to say a huge thank you to you, our community. What is it? It's a Thursday night. You could be in plenty of other places right now. And, you've chosen to be here and be part of this community. And each and every one of you make this community better by your participation, by your funny jokes in the channels, by your contribution to the partner ecosystem or marketplace. You help our customers, or you are a customer. And you make us at Atlassian better. And our mission to unleash the potential of every team and kind of affect change around the world and change the way that people turn up to work every day. It would not be possible without your help. We know that the people who work at Atlassian are just a fraction of the people who actually care about us and help make the world a better place as a result of Atlassian. So I just want to say I'm eternally thankful to every one of you for what you contribute, and just a huge thanks from me, Mike, and the whole team. Thank you.
Thank you. Thank you.
Thank you so much, Govinda, for bringing relevant questions, looking at the current market. And thank you so much, Scott, for taking all these questions and giving some insights to the focus, Atlassian's current focus and roadmap. So, team, I think we are almost reaching the end of today's wonderful evening. So, chief executives, when you get a chance to meet chief executives, it is almost like meeting celebrities, right? So what happens when we meet celebrities? Obviously go for selfies, groupies, right? So what we have next is we have an opportunity for the speakers to click a picture with Scott and team. And we will also have a groupie with all our audience. That's the next item in the line. So yeah, let me bring all the speakers on stage, please, with Scott and Govinda. Is it? All right. Yeah, so we go with what photographer says. So we'll switch to the groupie first.